Well, I know you can't tell by looking at me. I'm kind of dark-skinned, but I'm very embarrassed by her remarks. So let me just get into my remarks here. So the census revealed the Hispanic growth rate, double-digit increases, 79%, Asian population 59.2%. The neighbor directly to this state also experienced double-digit growth. Latino growth rate in this adjoining state was 59%. Asian population not too far at 45%. These growth rates in that state made the Latinos the largest minority in that state. And so can you guess what states I'm talking about? It's not Texas, New Mexico, it's Missouri and Kansas. The city of Kansas City, Missouri, Latinos grew at a surprising 84%, or 5 out of every 6 new city residents, the census revealed. Asian population grew at 39%. Constant growth patterns also include Somali, Sudanese, Hmong, Vietnamese, many others have made Kansas City now the largest city in the state of Missouri, yes, larger than our sister city to the east, St. Louis. In Kansas City, Kansas, where John is a commissioner of the government there, the Hispanic population grew at a 27.8% clip. Johnson County, which is just adjacent to Wyandotte County, to the south, and is one of the wealthiest counties in the country, now boasts Hispanics as its largest minority, with an increase of 117% that the census showed us. So at a time when these inner cities throughout the United States are experiencing population declines, such as the ones that we're seeing in these states, it's the minorities, in particular the immigrant population, that is keeping these cities alive. Growth patterns will continue for years ahead. Missouri and Kansas and U.S. Must be ready to embrace these immigrants. But history, however, teaches us that first we have to go through the pains before we can get to this acceptance. Xenophobic rhetoric is alive and well as it was 100, 200 years ago, and similar bills that we saw in Arizona are sprouting out in many other states, including Kansas and Missouri. So it's a sad time for us as well. So why are these immigrants moving to Missouri and Kansas? Well, very simply, quality of life in the Midwest values that we have, and job opportunities are still available, although we did take a hit as the rest of the country. And by the way, this growth not only came from, as one would expect from other countries, but from other parts of the U.S. So we saw a large influx in the Midwest, and in particular Kansas and Missouri, from West Coast and East Coast, L.A., Chicago, New York, and D.C. And this is important because this is our primary client, the immigrant. These constant growth patterns are a reminder that these communities, we have to train them by using sensible and impacting methods. And in entrepreneurship, it's providing information and education, transforming this knowledge to asset-building opportunities, and for us at HEDC is helping them start their own businesses. So this education and leading into business, hopefully to make supplement their money or income and make some money. It's kind of what I like to call profit to profit with these groups. So hopefully we can see if that continues. But this doesn't necessarily translate to success for these immigrants. They have to have these necessary skills as well to proceed. And again, for us, it's through micro-entrepreneurship. When we see our classes full of entrepreneurs during the evening hours when they could, should be rather with their families, graduation rates continuously above 85% for our immigrants. Or even now we have a computer lab where now we have immigrants coming in, some of them learning how to turn on a computer for the first time, but it's really remarkable to see this happening. And this makes it more than meaningful for us. It really makes it an honor to work with these folks that are really, really trying to do better. They have the passion, and as I mentioned earlier, the ganas, the desire. They have the right skills to do the job, but many lack these basic business skills, the infrastructure to run a business. In that area of entrepreneurs, there's a foundation back in Kansas City that focuses on entrepreneurs and notes that immigrants are more likely to start a business than the native-born Americans. This is especially true during the hard times that we've been experiencing, especially over the last couple of years. In 2010 alone, we saw more than 400 individuals, almost 1,700 contact hours. And these are entrepreneurs, brave souls that are starting home-based businesses or childcare, automotive, clothing, bakeries, restaurants, many more different industries. But unfortunately, this type of work and the funding for it doesn't come that easily for us. As was noted a little earlier, we keep struggling with that. But we always seem to find another support that can help us with that. So in closing, let me just say that this recognition tonight reaffirms the work that we're doing to be selected on a national scale, epitomizes the impact of what we are accomplishing with our clients. We were told to keep our thanks to a minimum, but I have to say MPI and the Kaplan Fund, we really appreciate your support and the defining for us really the out-of-box thinking that comes with this. And tonight I want to announce that, you know, there's this $50,000 amount that comes with that. We have now, and the board has approved us to move into another area of actual employment, focusing on Hispanics, and in this initial case, we're actually going to be looking at the healthcare industry, which is, we've heard, is growing and continuously growing. So we're going to use that money and just put it right back into some of the program that we're doing. So we're real happy about that. I do want to just thank my colleagues here, my co-recipients. I feel real honored to be in this great company as well with them. I have to thank our board of directors, of course, and my chairman, John Mendez, the wisdom and courage to take the risk. Our team back home, who I kept back in Kansas City, they're doing all the work tonight, and as usual. Carmen, Gloria, Richard, they're a bunch of dedicated staff. Obviously, I just couldn't do it without them, so I really appreciate that. And finally, the clients that we serve, husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, compadres, comadres, they're all coming together to make a better life for themselves. They start their business, they buy a home, they enroll their children into school. You know, when we look at the colors across this, it's really not a black, white, brown, red, yellow issue. It's really about green, and that's the impact that these immigrants make. So thank you very much.
Congratulations.